Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Sherry and I do a daily general reading for whoever's watching. If you're drawn to this video, have faith and trust there's a message you're meant to hear. If the reading resonates with you, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you like the content I create, feel free to subscribe. Also, if you're interested in a personalized reading, please check out my website, shapeshiftingphoenixtarot.com. Thank you. Spirits, can I please have your highest and best messages today for our viewers, for our collective? So I've got the Knight of Wands here first. The Knight of Wands, change of home or a long journey. So I feel like you're afraid. You're afraid of changing homes. You are trying to create balance in your life, and the current place where you are living does not enable you to lead a balanced life. Where you are in life right now, where you are physically living, it's making you feel a little bit crazy. It's resulting in addiction. The Ace of Swords, triumph over adversity and inner strength. So your angels and your ancestors want you to understand that they truly believe that you can get over this or get past this addiction. It's a matter of diving into yourself. It's a matter of being a spiritual warrior, seeing yourself as a spiritual warrior. This will bring joy to your life. I see the wishes fulfilled card, comfort and happiness. Comfort, happiness, satisfaction. This is your everything coming together how you wanted it to. So this is a divine masculine that I'm reading, and it feels like the excess is showing up as an addiction. It's manifesting itself as an addiction because there's too much going on for you. It's overwhelming. You're feeling overwhelmed where you are and not happy. You feel like a failure and you are depressed. And I feel like that's because you're still living at home. And number one, don't be ashamed to be living at home, because you are one of the fortunate few who can live at home. Not everyone can, and not everyone can leave and go back. They're not welcome necessarily, or, parents have their own, they want their own life back or whatever, right? But you're very fortunate in that your parents are okay with you still being at home, or they're okay with you having had to come back home. And this isn't a bad thing. It feels like you think this is a bad thing. You're embarrassed. Maybe your friends are bugging you about it, teasing you, or not so much teasing. There's truth in jest. You're feeling bad. You're taking their comments to heart, and it's hard not to, but ultimately it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, right? You went home because you needed to for whatever reason, and I don't think you should be ashamed of that. And your angels want you to know that you shouldn't be ashamed of that, and that it is what it is, and it's wonderful to be accepted by your family, and they're the ones that really love you, and they're the ones that really matter, you and your family. You've gone down a path where you are depressed and you are sad, and you've come to a point where you realize that you need to change something in order to help yourself. And so your family has been very generous in taking you back home, not taking you back, in welcoming you back. This is, you can look at this as an unexpected opportunity. You can look at this, if your parents aren't charging you for rent, you can look at this as a time to save up money to get your own place. You can look at this as time to save up your money to get back on your feet. A time where you can safely find a place to be alone and work on that inner stuff that you're having issues with. I feel like the addiction that you have may have started at home. It feels like your happy home life has a bit of a basis in alcoholism. And the Seven of Swords, betrayal, deception, getting away with something, diplomacy, not aggression, situation not going as anticipated. So you're taking part in this drinking and whatever else is going on, and you're finding that it's not affecting you the same as it's affecting everybody else, or you feel like it's affecting you different from everybody else. Chances are everybody else is having issues as well, but for you, you can only worry about yourself, and you can only control yourself and your own actions and your own reactions. So it's important for you, if you are ready to take care of yourself, you're going to need to put some boundaries in place so that when people come to offer you alcohol and you say no, and they start to push it on you, that you are able to stay strong in your conviction and to say no, and to, I mean, they're going to deal with it however they deal with it. That's not your problem. That's their stuff that they need to work on, right? So the King of Swords is clear thinking, intellectual, power, authority, truth, boundaries, a solid, responsible thinker, I suppose. And then we have the King of Cups in reverse here. Emotional manipulation, moodiness, and volatility. So when you drink, you become this King of Cups in reverse. And so this guy, so cups are emotions and love and that kind of thing, connection. In reverse, you're losing connection to yourself. You are not treating yourself with respect or the love that you deserve from yourself. And, you know, if you don't give yourself that respect and that love, how can you expect anybody else to? So this is something that when you're feeling like the King of Swords, when you're saying no, and you know what it is that you want, and you know what it is that you don't want, when you are feeling that you're like feeling strong and stuff, it's an intellectual strength, but your emotions are muddy, and it feels like you're afraid to go against the family, against the norm. But you are definitely being encouraged, like here, harmony after strain, regretful but necessary passage, transition, rite of passage, long journey over water. But I feel like the water is the emotion. And so you've been in this emotional mixture, I suppose, for quite some time. And your angels want you to know that this cycle is ending, and that you can, funny, I just pulled this. The 10 of Swords is the end of cycle, endings, loss. But I don't feel like it's loss like, number one, I feel like you've lost yourself and lost your connection to yourself, but I feel like when you stand up for yourself, put some boundaries in place, and do what's good for you, you're going to feel like you might, before you do this, you're going to feel like you might lose the respect of your family, or that they might not love you anymore. That's not the case. Somebody in that family needs to put their foot down and show everybody what can be done when sober. I feel like your family is middle class, I suppose. So it's not like nobody's done anything in the family ever, but this last year they've been getting caught up because they're home, so they're getting stuck in this cycle, this toxic cycle. And because you had to go back home, you are now in that toxic cycle as well. So you don't even have to move anywhere if you are, willing to be strong and free your spirit by accepting who you are. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with not wanting to drink. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be healthy. So don't feel like you're doing the wrong thing. But this is, the Fool shows up. The Fool can represent a unexpected opportunity and a major choice. So I feel like the major choice has to do with this addiction, this drinking addiction. And I mean, however you decide to go with it, it's your life, But your angels and ancestors want you, they want the best for you, and they encourage you to get in touch with yourself and to place some boundaries on the relationships that you are in right now. And know that people don't deal well to their family or friends changing, because they get something out of your, what's the word? Your what's the word? When you are dysfunctional, they get something out of that. And so by you changing and putting boundaries in place and saying, no, I'm not going to do that because that's not good for me anymore, people are going to balk at that. People aren't going to like that. Some people will be okay with it, but others aren't going to like it. And those are the people that you really need to be the example for them and show them what can be done. This card came up, the Shaman, and this is you being that wise person and you taking responsibility for your own life. And the fact that this card just shows the fact that you are capable of doing this. You're more than capable of showing your family what can be done when you put your mind to it and when you're sober. So that's wonderful. I hope that you listen to your ancestors. Let's see what the animal spirits have to say. We have the owl. The owl represents abundance, clairvoyant, and treasures. The owl is a mysterious and otherworldly creature found in folklore from east to west. The white owl in this particular deck is the companion of the goddess Lakshmi and represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. When the owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or treasure is on the way, either in spiritual or material form. With owl wisdom on your side, you'll see and know exactly what to do with this boon, how it can further serve your dharma and bring abundance to the world. Trust that the wellspring of treasures is infinite. When you're in balance, you are generous, trusting, and secure. When you're out of balance, there are money quarrels and you feel scarcity. You focus on scarcity and lack. And to bring yourself into balance, you are encouraged to provide an offering to your ancestors, an offering to your higher self, actually. Do you have any rituals that you perform, or do you have a protection prayer that you might say to yourself daily? Do you have any traditions, rituals that bring you comfort? Because I believe that's what the owl is talking about, is to find ways to comfort yourself. And you may do well by offering your ancestors, I don't know what, tobacco, sugar, chocolate, coffee, those kind of things. Make yourself a little altar and put some energy into that, like love energy, and think about your great grandparents and your ancestors and beyond the great grandparents, and all of those spirits, all of those people have your best interest at heart. They truly do. They love you. You are their DNA. You are part of them. They are part of you. And there's familial love there, lots of it. And so by tapping into that and focusing on some of that, you might hear some messages, intuitive messages, and just trust that when you hear, see, smell, feel, whatever it is, that it's real. It actually means something. If it means something to you, it's real. Trust in that, trust in yourself, and Just know that you know what's best for yourself. So however this manifests for you today, I wish you well. I wish you an amazing day. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. Keep breathing. I love you. Namaste.